Pete's Kitchen. Hi, YouTube fans. This is Matt of Post April 6th YouTube channel. I don't have a pop socket on my new smartphone, so things are going to look a little shaky. But where I am now is I am in between Colfax and East 14th Avenue on Race Street. And I just happen to be approximately 6 blocks away from where I used to live 21 years ago. Meaning from March 1995 until August of 2004. And there's some pretty neat buildings. There. There really is. See, I'm near 14th, right as we speak. Right over here at this apartment, 1402 North Race Street, I seriously contemplated living there back in about 1996, 1998, somewhere in there. It's just there's so much to look at out here, I can't remember exactly when that was. That I flipped it back. It's going to start looking a little bit darker here pretty soon because sun's starting to go down. Okay, I'm waiting for the traffic to let up a little bit before I cross the street. Okay, now I'll do it. I better walk fast. Okay, there we go. Look at this place. This could be a large single-family home, and it could be an apartment building. It could go either way. Yep. $13.49 Race. That's an apartment building. Come to think of it, it could be a condo. It's one or the other. Look at this, I believe they call that brownstone brick. It's a combination of brownstone and like tan brick. See? Well, I bet that house is worth a fortune. Like over $1 million. And right over here, this white building, that's probably, I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that's a senior home for senior citizens. Well, that's going to be all for now, but there's going to be more later on in this vlog. Thank you, everybody, and I'll talk some more later. Bye-bye. Hello again, YouTube fans. This is Matt. I'm back. Well, yesterday, after I did some walking around, and then I got back home, and then I rested for a little bit after I got home, and I tried some new Hanks, H-A-N-X coffee that you can get mostly mail order, and the only thing you can get in K-Pods or K-Cups is a blend called First Class Morning Joe or something Joe, which is meaning a cup of Joe, cup of coffee. And I've already had 3 cups, and I tell you, it's good stuff. It's worth the money that you have to pay through the website. And what I did after I got home, after I rested for a bit, was I can't disclose the name of the organization, but it's a government organization for medical assistance for health insurance coverage or health insurance coverage programs. And I sent them just a few minutes ago several pages of documents, because I tell you, last night I worked quite hard on filling out over 12 pages worth of documents and printing out probably easily 6 pages worth of documents. And I also had to do a balance sheet of earnings from An Inspirational Life, my company name, because my company doesn't have to do with YouTube directly. It has to do with selling things on eBay for my eBay store. Well, I'd like to talk more, but I have to get home and I have to take care of a couple of things, and then I got to get a ride to work at the grocery store. So there's going to be more later on, so please stay tuned. Thank you. Okay. Hi, or shall I say hello again, YouTube fans. This is Matt, post April 6th. Now this is going to be 3 different vlog dates combined into one YouTube vlog. This is Matt, a post April 6th YouTube channel. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, I feel I must say that. Okay. Well, yesterday I would have done some filming, but I was really busy all day yesterday. What I did yesterday, meaning May 2nd, because today's May 3rd. In fact, even though it is May 3rd, May 3rd is nearing the end. It's closer to May 4th. So, what I did May 2nd was, it was a day off. I slept in good, and I slept until about 12:45, 12:55, somewhere in there. After I wake up, and I have a cup of coffee, and I think I had a little bit of something to eat at some point. Yeah, in fact, I started making breakfast. Then I checked my voicemail, and my good friend, can't say his name, who lives in Wyoming, a guy who's in his early 70s, and who's a very brilliant computer programmer, and he's now involved in a little bit of caretaking stuff that is for the medical industry. You know, he's qualified, or he got qualified, he got trained. He left me a voicemail message stating that he was going to try to call me back later on today. So what I did was I called him back, and he immediately answered the call. And he was out and about driving from one part of the Wyoming area to the other. And he and I chatted for about a half hour. And then what I did was I proceeded to put some money in the laundry app that I use called Greenwald. Yeah, not Greenwald, no relationship to the entertainment industry, or Griswold, you know, like Clark Griswold. No. Greenwald is its own company that does app services for laundry rooms or laundromats. So I added some more money to my laundromat or laundry room app of Griswold, and then I did one load. And then after I did one load, I put that in the dryer, and then I did another lighter load. And it was all brand spanking new white socks and previously owned white and gray athletic socks, two tones, and some white and some hankies and some other white, you know, whites fabric laundry that I needed to do. And when I got through the first load, and I piled it up right back here, right behind where I'm sitting, on the edge of my bed. You know, these were clothing of different colors. I put these lighter load on delicates and put it in the dryer. I then proceeded to go to the post office that is just a few blocks away from where I live. And I stood in line for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And then I had a clerk. She drafted up 2 different money orders to pay rent for my apartment. And then after I took care of that, she said to the effect, "Is there anything else?" And I said, I've been advised to talk to Peter concerning renewing my dues that I need to pay for the P.O. box address. And she says, "Well, he's not available." And I was just like that, you know, I was. And then she goes, "Oh, wait a minute, here, there he is." And she points over that way. And he's there. And then I went up and talked to him. He says, "Well, I'm in the middle of something." I said, "I know, sir. I'll wait over here until you're done." And I had to wait probably over 5 minutes, close to 10. And then he and I went through, talked it over, and he went through on the company Macintosh laptop. He went through prompt after prompt after prompt, or step after step after step after step after step, so that I could get back the P.O. Box rental, biannual rental membership. I guess I can call it membership, or P.O. Box rental service. Actually, that's better. P.O. Box rental service. And then he wrote some things down on a special form that you're supposed to fill out. And then I got back in line, and I went back to the lady who helped me before, and I paid $83, and I got a set of keys, and I also went over to the P.O. box itself, and I tried out the keys. They're working. And then I come back home, and I got all the whites piled up right over here. And then I rested for a bit because I was really tired. And then after I rested up and I got energized, I kept putting away article of clothing after clothing after clothing after clothing after clothing. Some things are hung up in the hallway closet, and other things are in a 4-drawer storage unit that can actually can be used as a chest of drawers. And then what I did is I did my personal spending report and my business spending report. And I also got a few other things done. And then I went to sleep a little bit after midnight. And I slept until about a little after 6 a.m. Oh, here's my kitty. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Yeah. You're on YouTube. Yeah, you're on YouTube. There, I'll put you down. And then what I did is after about 5 minutes before 7 a.m., I got up this morning. I started doing the dishes, and I made at least 1 cup of coffee, and I started doing all the cooking. And then what I did was I got showered and shaved, and I took care of some other things before I left the house to go catch a bus to go get to work. Well, right after I got to the bus stop, I called my dad to let him know how things were going. But when I got on the bus, I got on the wrong bus. And oh man. When I got to an end of the line stop, which is Southmore Park and Ride, I felt like a real dipshit. Oh, God, did I feel dumb. So then what I did is I got off the bus before it did its little layover, and then started back up to go back the other way, which is to the northeast. And I ended the conversation with my dad, and then I fetched an Uber ride, priority. And then while I was about, 5 minutes before I was supposed to show up, I called the store and I asked to talk to a manager, and I talked to my manager, Mary, and told her the situation. And even though I showed up, I clocked in a little more than 15 minutes late, I wasn't reprimanded. But all day, I worked my butt off behind the register for nearly 8 hours. And I was zonked. I was really zonked. So when it was my time to log out of the register, clock out, go upstairs, put away my apron, grab my coat, grab my tote bag, I did some grocery shopping. And then what I did was, as I'm paying for the groceries, I went through Lyft, Wait and Save, because that's the cheapest price I could get at the time. And I got a ride back home. And then what I did, once I got home, is I immediately, as soon as I get in, almost within less than 2 minutes after I got in the door, the cat was hungry, so I fed her. And then I go into my tote bag and I unload everything. And then what I did is I wanted to put a ham and scalloped potatoes casserole that you have to put in the oven for 65 minutes. Yes, 65 minutes in the oven. And I thought, no, that's too long of a wait. That's too much. And me getting a snack just getting a snack, that's going to make me feel good for about 10 minutes, 10 to 30 minutes. But when all is said and done, that's not going to work. That's not going to cut it. So I got a Devour Cordon Bleu ham with chicken and mac and cheese. And I put that in the microwave for 3 minutes, and then I took it out and I took the plastics off and I stirred it up, and then I put it back in for another minute and a half. And I ate that, and when I was done with that, I chomped away a part of this really nice thick candy bar that is about this thick, and it's about that wide, and it's about, roughly about that long, about 6 to 7 inches long. And it's really good stuff. I mean, it's really, really good chocolate. It's really pure. It's really good ingredients, really pure ingredients. And stuff that's thick, it's not cut down. And then I watched the remainder of a YouTube vlog of the Sleeper Dude, and then I watched a pole barn garage YouTube vlog about his name is well, I don't think he'd like me to say his full name, so it's Mr. DS. And he is establishing, and he did some repair work and a little bit of remodeling to a single wide trailer that he got, where he's got several acres of land around it, like at least 2 or 3 acres, I would think. He bought a 1984 I think it's it's either a Delta 88 or it's a Chevrolet or something. And it's really good on the interior, but it's got a little bit of rust patina around the trunk. And the rest of it, the paint's faded, but it's, in pretty good shape, except for the patina that's built up on the trunk. And he did a lot of work on there, where he fleshed out the insides, and he redid the brakes, he bled the brakes, and he did a lot of little things to get the car back in running order. And him and his wife drove from a certain part of I don't know exactly where it is. Well, I'll say this much. It's roughly 116 or 160 miles away from Roswell, New Mexico. But whether it's north, south, east, west, not only do I not know, it's better I don't know, and I don't want to say what town it is if I do know, because that could really make him quite upset. And it's understandable that he would not want me to say this on a YouTube vlog, especially without his permission. I mean, if you'll pardon the expression, I could really get on a nasty shit list with him, and I don't want to do that to him. I don't want to piss him off and cause him to feel that way towards me. I really don't. So then, after I watched the end of it, I was just sitting there going. And then after that was done, I turned off the TV and I crawled in. I got out of my pants and down to nothing, and I just took a nap. I crashed. I was really tired. I mean, even that cherry Coke didn't decaffeinate me and give me that energy shot that you need. Well, it helped a little bit, but then it wore off after about a half hour. Yeah, I took a good nap. I needed to. And then what I did was I watched a little more YouTube vlogs of Days with Jordan Line, one of his oldies. You know, back in the old days when he lived in Hollywood before he moved to another part of the United States where he's at now. And then I started to prepare to make this vlog. So, now that I've discussed all of that, why don't I talk about some things I bought recently? Here's one of them. This is a Tinderbox Milano pipe. You know, Tinderbox, the tobacco franchise. And inside here is a nice English blend that you can get from Georgetown Tobacco in Washington, D.C. So, here's a Zippo. Yeah. Look at this t-shirt. That is an authentic Back to the Future memorabilia t-shirt that I bought used on eBay. And if you look at my hair, this was something I did yesterday too. After I got everything dealt with at the post office, what I did was, is I came home and I actually ate a hot dog really quick because I was starving. Then I walked over to RTD stop that was close to where I live. And I went to Great Clips. It's about a mile away from me. And I got my hair cut. Why the hell does this thing want to get lit up? Be right back. Okay. I got it good and going now. And why don't I discuss some other things I bought, aside from this and this. On April 30th, because, you know, earlier on in this vlog, there's going to be footage of me departing Pete's Kitchen. Before I went over to Pete's Kitchen, here's what I bought. Grab bag of 10 records that are wrapped up as a grab bag at Twisted Shout Records. Here's one of them. Take a look. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Farewell. Last performance recorded live at the Frontier Hotel Las Vegas, January 14th, 1970. Oh, crud. Hudson and Landry. And this one is an oldie. I don't know if this is blues or what. It's an oldie, I know that. And the songs are Ajax Liquor Store, Loch Ness Monster, Hippie and the Redneck, Pierre's Restaurant, the Doctors, Kier Sargi, Top 40 DJs, Impossible Dreams. This is going to sound quite R-rated. Porno flicks? Okay. Friar Shucks and 5 Points. Huh. Ooh, this one's beat up. Look. This one is Green Hornet Script. And it says way, way, way up at the top, complete radio shows. And it was released in 1973. It says Mark Records 1956. Now, when these radio shows were actually created, I don't know. Because I keep looking and I really can't find anything. So, again, I don't know. I'll find out when I listen to it though. I'll have a better idea by that time. Meaning during listening to it, and by the time the listening is done, I'll have a better idea. The Best of Floyd Cramer. This is created by RCA Records. It says piano greats. Floyd Cramer, Duke Ellington, Henry Mancini. Ooh, Henry Mancini's good. Peter Nero and Andre Previn. Oh, Andre Previn's really good too. There's going to be these songs: Mountain Greenery, Angel Eyes, Obladi Oblada, which I think it may not have been created, it may not be a McCartney-Lennon song. Solitude, A Day in the Life of a Fool by Henry Mancini. Moon River, Moon River's there. Yesterdays, that was by Andre Previn, excuse me. Games People Play, Mood Indigo. I think I've heard Mood Indigo before. That sounds familiar. I don't have it in my mind what that song sounds like, but I bet it when I play it, which I will. Just to get an idea for the condition of the disc itself, you know, the vinyl disc itself. I bet I'll enjoy it. And it says, The Windmills of Your Mind Henry Mancini and his orchestra. Huh. You know, either way, I'm going to put these up on eBay eventually. I'm going to sell them. Here is Class Guitar by Chet Atkins. Yeah, there's a 1967 release date, so this is an oldie. This one's old. Yeah, at least 58 years. Oh, here's some from the old days. The Big Band Era Volume 1. Look at this. It's got songs by Duke Ellington Band, Woody Herman, Count Basie, New Orleans Jazz Band, the J. Dorsey Orchestra, the Glenn Miller Orchestra, and Mel Tromey or Tromey. Oh, the Ink Spots, yeah, they came out with some good ones. The Henry James Orchestra, Johnny Desmond, the Sportsmen, Kate Smith. I would assume that's a good female voice. Huh. And there's some good stuff like Take the A Train, Northwest Passage, Rusty Dusty Blues, Pennsylvania 65000. Oh, that's as old as time. That's an old song. I think about 80 years old by now, probably. Over 70 years old, I would, for sure, if it's not 80 years ago. String of Pearls, I'm Getting Sentimental Over You. I've probably heard that before. I can't, another one, that's another one I can't think of in my mind what it sounds like, but once I play it, it'll click, it'll come back. Lady Be Good. When You Were Sweet 16. Music Makers. The Last Time I Saw Paris. I think I've heard that song before. Garden in the Rain. Yep, heard that one too. I'll Be Seeing You. That's by Kate Smith. Let's Get Away From It All. Yeah, probably heard that one too before. And Sunrise Serenade. Wow. And here's old Johnny Mathis. Well, it's quite a flat outfit he's got on. Yeah, he lived to be pretty old, and I think, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling he's deceased. He passed away. Oh yeah, Summer Breeze. That might be the same Summer Breeze that was popularized by hold on a second. Yeah, Seals and Crofts, the one that the band that did I'll Play For You, Diamond Girl, Hummingbird. I mean, Seals and Crofts ain't going to be on any of the records I bought, but I'm just saying that the Summer Breeze done by Johnny Mathis and the Summer Breeze done by Seals and Crofts may have the same lyrics, but I don't know. I'll know once I listen to these. And here's one by Phoebe Snow. Look at that. And there's the back. Why the hell can't this pipe get lit? And sometimes all you can do is just do a really heavy power drag. Synergy cords. Let me look at this really carefully. This might be a little R-rated, so I'm going to cover up part of this. It looks about like that. It's got on presuming to be modern eye, Phobos and Demonos go to Mars. Sketches of the mythical beats. Disruption in world communications. On presuming to be modern 2. A small connection of chords. Full Moon Flyer. Terra Incognita. Trellis. On presuming to be modern 3. Yeah, it says produced, engineered, and programmed by Larry Fast. September 1977 through April 1978. Here's a personal connection about what April 1978 means to me personally. In April 1978, that was the time that my parents moved from Englewood, Colorado to Santa Anita Drive to Surrey Ridge subdivision in Castle Rock, Colorado, at a house on Surrey Road, near a street called Corral. I think it was called Corral Lane. And this guy may be French. It says JEAN-LUC Ponty. He kind of looks like Kenny Loggins. It was created in 1983. Oh, those other two, forget those. Those are ones I've had for several months at least by now. And they're going to go bye-bye too. Well, I don't got much more to say, except that I'm gonna have tomorrow and the day after tomorrow off, and believe me, I'm gonna have a lot to do, and I'm gonna make sure to really get a good night's sleep because I sure do need it. Well, that's it for this vlog now. Thank you to all my YouTube subscribers. I have 174. Thank you, everyone. And there's going to be more subscribers in the future. And it's time for me to go now. Have a good day, and goodbye.